Hi, my name is Jessica Velez, and I am the Senior Manager of Engagement, Community Building, and Professional Development for the Genetic Society of America. Today, I am joined by members of the Early Career Leadership Program who will be sharing their thoughts and experiences with the ECLP.
Things. One, I've been a part of GSA since I was an undergraduate, and I just love the GSA and I love the conferences that I've attended. So that was a motivator. And then two was at one of said conferences, I got to hear more details about the ECLP program. And I just thought it would be a really cool way to get involved in some of the things that GSA does that I like so much. So those were the things that motivated me to join the ECLP program.
I joined the ECLP because I really wanted to build my leadership skills and connect with others who are in the similar fields. I've always enjoyed the GSA seminars and workshops, so when I saw the opportunity to be more involved, I knew it would be helpful for me to grow both personally and professionally, and it just felt like the right next step.
When I started looking into this program, I saw that a GSA Early Career Leadership Program as an ideal platform for me to develop my leadership skills and implement my ideas in a structured and supported environment, which is very, very important. Also, I joined the program to grow as a leader and help drive meaningful changes in career development initiatives, particularly within the academic settings, because that's where I have been working from certain times and I know the ins and out a little bit.
I first learned about the GSA Early Career Leadership Program when I was at the C. elegans meeting in Glasgow. It was my first big worm meeting, and I attended the workshop day before the conference started. That was led actually by the GSA ECLP program, where they gave kind of conference success tips for newcomers and first-time C. elegans meeting goers, as well as career connections and advice. And this kind of first introduction to ECLP made me very interested in the program and what they were working on and what they stood for to connect members of the genetics community from all across the world and to offer them kind of opportunities to further their science. I was super excited to hear about them and I decided to apply. And here I am today in the Community and Membership Engagement Subcommittee. I have had really great experiences here. And one of the main reasons that I wanted to join was to kind of meet different people from all around the world that are also passionate about science and genetics and want to share that love of science with the broader community. And I'm really happy that I was able to meet such amazing people throughout this program.
So I really wanted to join the ECLP so that I would have the opportunities to connect with other trainees and also to improve my team working and leadership skills. I was really excited to work on a project with students from all over the world working on all kinds of different research.
For me, I would say that one of the major reasons that I decided to join is because first, I just moved to the United States, and having the experience that I had, because I moved from the UK, and having the experience that I have with other association, I felt like I needed something like that to replicate my experience as a scientist here in the US. So I felt like I needed an association where I could feel like I belonged to, where I could discuss concerns, and specifically this program was something that I felt like was going to be a very good platform, to meet other people, early career scientists. And it's a global thing. It's not something that's central in the United States. So it meant that I could easily share concerns and speak about my experiences with certain things or certain issues of life with people because they do understand where I'm coming from. And having that sense of identity and a community to relate with as a scientist, I think is really, really important, or was really important for me making that decision. And having an association that I feel like gives me a platform to be able to start making concrete or important decisions as a scientist in a new system. What are the things I need to start looking out for? What are the resources that are out there for me that perhaps I would never get to know if I'm not part of an association or part of a program like, the early career leadership program. So that's those are the reasons why I decided to join, which I think was one of the biggest reasons I felt like I just needed to join something that does understand the struggles of an early career scientist.
I joined the GSA Early Career Leadership Program because I've been interested in genetics my entire life, and I hope to have a career in genetics. This program is an excellent way to connect with people in my field as a graduate student, so that when I graduate, I will already have the start of a professional network.
We in a normal day do apply to a lot of things, so application process could be very regressive, but in this case it's not true. So the application process was clear, very engaging, and thoughtfully designed. Two key highlights that I want to mention for me, those were the opportunity to articulate my ideas and reflect on the specific qualities I aim to develop as a leader became very clear when I started writing it on the paper in the applications. That was good. That was good questions to answer there. And then the second point, the chance to start building meaningful connections during the interview process itself was giving me a sense of community from the very beginning, which was, again, a very good process.
Honestly, super easy. It felt like filling out a short survey, just sharing why I wanted to join and a bit about myself. Then I had a super relaxed and friendly interview with Jessica and Balint from GSA, which made me feel really welcomed and excited to be part of it.
For me, I would say it was kind of a whirlwind in the sense that it was a very fast one, first off. And secondly, I found the application shortly before the application closed. So I think it was going to close like next week, and I found it this week. So that meant that I needed to put my application together and put it as well as I could within a short period of time. And I think one thing that I would say I really did during my application process was I was quite intentional about what I wanted. Like I was very intentional about my application because I knew I had a limited time. I didn't have time to go forth and back with my application without perhaps losing the opportunity to be on the program. So I was very intentional about it. I really cannot remember so much of how it was for me, but I think one thing that I would say that I remember is how intentional I was about it. I was really, really keen on joining something or an association or a program that I felt like was going to be a bit of a support system as an early career scientist, something that I could also be of value or I could contribute to. That was something I was looking out for. And looking at what the ECLP program was all about, I felt like this is going to give me a platform to also contribute something to other people.
The application for early career leadership is very straightforward. It didn't take a lot of time. I really felt like it gave me the opportunity to describe what my current strengths were and where I'd like to improve. So I further developed my leadership skills. The Zoom interviews were not intimidating at all. Everyone on ECLP is very friendly and welcoming, and a lot of them were at the same career stage as me. So I felt very comfortable talking to them. Yeah, to me, it seems like the ECLP is a program that is very open and excited about accepting new members that want to contribute to the Genetic Society goals.
The application process was similar to other applications, essays with a follow-up interview. For the essays, I wrote out the answers in Word in advance. Then I reached out to my peers and my PI for feedback. To prepare for the interview, I did practice interviews with the Career Center.
I'm really enjoying the project I'm working on right now. It's called the ECLP Community Map. The idea is to create a map of all the current members, alumni, and advisors to help everyone stay connected and find each other more easily. It's such a fun and meaningful way to boost engagement in our community.
Because I just joined, some projects already had been in the pipeline before I joined. And I would kind of say there are two specific projects that I find really interesting that I've, either rubbed mind with, had conversations about, or contributed to one way or the other. That's the leadership series in the community and membership subcommittee. So the leadership series basically is all about having interviews with scientists, practicing scientists, top scientists, either in academia, in the industry, in policy making, in different spheres of life, at different spheres of life, having conversations with them, talking about, what has the career path been like for them, what has been the challenges, what advice do they have for, we early career scientists, then what is it like being a leader, where they're currently at or situated. I think that's something that is really, really important but very interesting, because a lot of times we kind of have a lot of plans and dreams. This is what I want to do, that's what I want to do, this is what I would like to be, but some of us do not have the opportunity to talk to people that are already in the position, and we don't have the opportunity to rub minds with people and ask them, what are the real struggles? Am I facing this alone? Is this something that you faced? How did you maneuver these things? How did you get a hang of it? How did you overcome those challenges? So I think it's something that is very interesting, because you get to hear from the horse's mouth, their experience and what it's like for them. I think that's something that is really, really, really important. And I wouldn't say rare, but I really cannot undermine the fact that this is also a real opportunity for people who do not have mentorship or as much mentorship in different careers that they think they want to explore. So having these people on board, having people from different spheres, different, roles, positions, I think helps to bring a different mix and spice to the whole program. Then the second project that I've worked on, or I've had conversations about as a co-chair in my subcommittee, is the MAP project. I think this is something that is very, very unique. I don't think I've seen or heard about the MAP project, at least idea before somewhere, or has seen something like that running anywhere else. I find this really interesting. And basically what the MAP project is literally just, talking about is that, for example, I decide to go for a conference, or I go for a work, or whatever the case may be, somewhere else, I can easily just go on the map, or I decide to relocate, I can easily go on the map and look out for other ECLP members, that are located in that environment or in that state or in that city. And, being lucky enough, you have someone who's really willing and ready to help you settle in or navigate, a new environment, a new city. I think that's something that is really, really cool. And that's a very, very good resource. You don't feel like you're alone. You've got your people. You go for conferences, you can, check out for other people that may be in that area, or you can link up with other people that are also attending similar conferences to give yourself a very, very, very good experience. So I think that's something that is very unique. That's something that I do not think I've seen anywhere or seen being effective in other places. So that's something I find really interesting. And those are at least for now, I'm just going to have more, but I think for now, those are my two favorite, and maybe because I'm kind of very into them, those are my two favorite projects that I've worked on so far, and I'm still currently working on.
My favorite project has been the Career Development Toolkit. Our goal is to put together resources to educate on what careers are available adjacent to genetics. Right now, we're focusing on academic roles, interviewing new faculty and how they got their role, what the application process was like, and any tips they have for early career scientists. Eventually, we want to go out to non-academic roles, such as policy or patent processing, so that way people can know what opportunities are out there for them.
One was about career exploration. It was like 8 weeks, once a week, where we would basically do different assessments, do different activities, do different I'm forgetting the word, but things like that to try and understand ourselves better, to better understand what kind of career would do well for us, as I was saying previously. So that career exploration course or workshop was really great. And then the most recent one I did was about academic writing, and that was really helpful because I'm now working on my dissertation and papers and things like that. And so like getting my mind in the framework of how to write academically and how writing my dissertation might be a little bit different than what I submit for a paper. So that was another workshop or course that was like 8 weeks, once a week. That was really great. And then I haven't had the chance to, but there's also been a few seminars about a variety of topics from career development to just like science talks in general. So those are the things that the ECLP offers.
I got a lot out of the training courses, especially the academic writing workshop and the leadership and management in action. It was super helpful for my role as a postdoc currently and taught me better ways to communicate and manage projects. I attended several career development courses throughout. It covered literally everything from writing a strong CV, preparing for interviews, to exploring different career options inside and outside academia.
I have attended multiple of those training courses, but I would say two of them that stand out to me are the career exploration workshop and a workshop which was talking about to make your CV, cover letter, and other application material better. I would say that the career exploration workshop allowed me to self reflect, redefine my goals, prepare myself to reach those goals, and break the barriers to achieve more than I thought I could, honestly. And then the second one, the academic application preparation workshop, not only reminded me of the key points to always be highlighted in my application, but also it gave me some pointers on how to stay in word limits, be attractive in writing, and convey my experience clearly, because you have to stand out in your application. So that was a good thing.
We have lots of virtual seminars our advisors keeps us informed about. One of the more recent ones was establishing how to overcome the two-body problem, where someone and their spouse are both looking for jobs in academia. That was a very interesting one. The one I'm most excited about is the virtual Capitol Hill Day, where we meet with a mentor beforehand to kind of discuss what's going to happen, prepare us, and then we actually meet with elected government representatives. And that's really exciting because with the current uncertainty, I want to know how to communicate and hopefully affect change.
Plentiful in the sense that you're not just interacting with other people that are on the subcommittees. There's also the advisors who are, more senior people in their career. You're interacting with GSA staff. So I feel like there's lots of, and now like GSA staff, when I go to conferences, like they recognize me. So I feel like, there's like it's like subtle. Like I'm not like purposely like handing people my virtual business card every time we get on a Zoom call. But if I happen to be in 3 Zoom calls in a month and you've been in all of them, we might strike up a conversation, and then like that's a connection. That actually has happened with someone in the ECLP. It wasn't so much that like we we have talked outside of our committee meetings, but I realized that there's a preprint that she's on. So like now I can actually like ask her, questions that I might have as I'm reading the preprint that she is a part of. So it's like, but it's not like I set out right to like have, like I didn't know about this preprint to then introduce myself to her to ask her. Like I just happened to, through the program, know her. So now I can use that connection to ask her, hey, I didn't understand this figure. Could you explain why you did XYZ? So I feel like the networking is very, like I said, subtle. It's easy. It's kind of effortless. It doesn't feel like, oh, now I gotta like go and do this thing. Like a lot of times we're just having conversations. And through those conversations you find like things, like-minded people, and then you're able to cement it if you go to a GSA conference or in-person event, right? So yeah, I think that is like a good summation, at least how it's been for me, the opportunities of networking since joining the ECLP.
within our subcommittee and across the ECLP program, I've connected with amazing peers. We attended different workshops together, different meetings. We also get to meet invited speakers, workshop leaders, and professionals from different areas of science. And it's great mix of internal and external networking opportunities that keeps growing as we go. I mean, always we have something new and some people join.
Yes, networking opportunity that I would say I've had. Then having other ECLP members, we have meetings, we have, general meetings, we have steering meetings where we speak to just advisors and the co-chairs, and we have the general meeting where we speak to everyone, irrespective of what subcommittee they're in. And I think that's one of the biggest networking opportunities that I would say we currently have, because you're able to speak to all the people, you hear all the people speak, you hear them talk about their interests, you hear them talk about where they're situated, and you start to pick things that you find pretty familiar with each other. I think having people with diverse experiences working on different types of research, different types of organisms, and all of those things, that's a huge network, because you're not just talking or working with people that work just in your field. You're working or talking to people that work in different fields. Whether you need them right now or you do not need them right now, it's still a pool of different people that could serve as a network or as a resource as you move on. We have a group where people constantly drop things about postdoc opportunities, fellowship opportunities, and all of those things. And I think there's no other bigger network you want to have than a network that actually gives you the resource that you need. Because I think that's one of the major reasons why we network with people, is to be able to find opportunities, help people that could help us grow, help us get things that really align with our career, what we want to do, and all of that. So I think having that, and then having the co-advisors, that's one integral part of the ECLP program. So we have co-advisors, or we have advisors from different academia, people in the industry, and situated in different places. And I think that's one thing that is really beautiful. You have people that you can reach out to. So for example, if I need to go to Canada for a conference, for example, and the advisor in Canada is maybe around that place, I'll be happy and willing to reach out to them. Or I'm going to be in your city, or just like to say hi, or just grab coffee or something. So I think having that network, or that pool of people with different experiences, different phases of life, you've got postdoc, you've got PhD, I think that's one of the biggest opportunity, or the biggest
And I would say that there have been multiple networking opportunities since I have joined and become ECLP member. To just name a few, there is subcommittee and steering committee advisors who are really good, and they discuss about different topics. So networking opportunity to learn from them has been great. Then Jessica and Belinda and the team, the providers of these training courses, and keeping the ECLP team together are also really great networking opportunities that I wouldn't have had before. And then also more, I would say, intense and upfront networking options in the conferences. It really pushes you to network more, which is great. And then lastly, I would say that there have been multiple chances to network within the team and in between the subcommittee members. And that has been honestly also very, very, I would say, rejuvenating. If that word is appropriate, it feels like there are multiple people who are doing things at my level, at the level which could have their own struggles, because at every level of your career you have your own struggles, and having the team members going through similar things and just learning from them and just being there with them has been good.
I'm part of a small subcommittee, the Community and Membership Engagement Subcommittee of ECLP, and we have members from all over the world, all across different time zones, that meet once a month. And meeting them and having the time to talk about the projects that we're working on within ECLP, as well as sharing updates about our current projects that we do in our home labs, scientifically, as well as kind of what we're up to conference-wise and outside of the lab, has really brought me a lot closer to the people in my subcommittee. I've really enjoyed getting to know them and seeing who else is working. I'm working on C. elegans, who else is working on kind of a similar project as mine, who I may talk and connect with in the future, especially at the larger C. elegans meetings. I've also had the opportunity to connect with a lot of PIs through the Leadership Dialogue series, which I'm a co-lead on. And we've been able to interview them about kind of their thoughts on leadership, as well as where their ideas of science and lab and the scientific community as a whole are heading. And this has been a really cool opportunity for me.
One thing I really like is the open office hours on a regular basis with members of the leadership team. We can really discuss any topic or we can work, and it's in a relaxed and comfortable environment to just kind of get you socialized virtually. And then also I like that we're a pretty close-knit community, so you just kind of reach out to somebody and they're pretty fast. But I also like the small groups we're putting into so that we can network more effectively in smaller groups.
Like the genre of like writing. So there's science writing, there's, being an editor, which is a little bit different than that. There's science communications and like learning the different, I guess, umbrellas and then the things that are underneath them. So I use that as an example because that's of interest to me. There's also just a lot of things in industry that are kind of hard to like just list and it be, a small list. But I learned a lot about these different careers and stuff from LinkedIn, which was something as that we used for the career development course that I spoke about previously. And like the search function is actually really intuitive. It's really great. So that's how I was able to not only find different careers or like find the different careers, but find people that are actually doing said different or alternate career to, shoot them an email or whatever I felt comfortable doing to, get more information about what that career actually entails, like in this day and age, right? So
Before joining, I mostly knew about the academic and industry tracks. But through ECLP, I learned about a lot of other options like science policy, editorial roles, science communication, writing, and much more. It really helped me understand how flexible a science career can be.
Yes, specifically, I've learned about careers in science policy. I never knew this was an option. Between workshops and the Capitol Hill Day, I've discovered this is something I'd like to pursue, and I appreciate the ability to speak with other people in my field with similar interests and learn about what that process looks like and to get the training now so when I graduate, I can actually have a career in public policy.
Having been a member of ECLP for the past year and a half, I've been really fortunate to be exposed to a lot of different career paths. I think that while you're doing your PhD, oftentimes it might seem that there's only one track to go after to continue in academia, when in reality you learn a lot of different skills that you can use in a variety of career options. It's been really cool to hear people speak that have chosen different paths. And I think it has really opened a lot of doors and visions for me of what I want to do in the future.
to me has been just the number of seminars or workshops or trainings that are offered to ECLP members. Sorry about that noise. So yeah, I wasn't expecting there to be so many opportunities to not just network with other ECLP members, but also just like learn things about myself or learn things about, skills needed for different careers, that kind of thing. It was very unexpected, but a happy unexpectation.
For me, one of the best parts has been the warm and friendly vibe in our subcommittee meetings. We always start by sharing something good that happened since the last meeting, It really helps spread positive energy. And honestly, I didn't expect to feel this supported by the GSA team. They've always been amazing.
Within my some months in the team now. So there are a couple of exciting things to name a few. For example, attending and organizing events at this annual Drosophila meeting as an ECLP member had a new feeling to it because it was way more engaging, rewarding, loads of opportunities to network and work with some of the best people, you guys, learn from them and also have fun chats and ideas, which was great. And then another one is working with my career development subcommittee to organize events has been a journey of both professional and personal growth from planning to execution. And it has helped me to build strong connections within the team members, which is a great feeling. Also, starting meetings by talking about self care has been a refreshing and very meaningful way to actually sustain well being and connection. It's a great learning that I've had. And then, last but not the least, the ECLP truly feels like a support system. It offers a thoughtfully designed framework to help me grow, no matter whatever career path I'm choosing.
One of the most exciting parts of ECLP for me has been the opportunity to propose my own ideas that I'm passionate about and have the chance to organize a project based off of that and get a team of like-minded people to contribute to it. So that's been really exciting for me, and it's very cool to watch my ideas come to life in that way. And then the other exciting slash unexpected experience I've had with ECLP is the ability to connect with other members in person. So I went to the International C. elegans meeting this summer, and I got to go to dinner with lots of other ECLP members. It was really awesome to have the in-person connection in addition to the virtual ECLP. So I was really grateful for that opportunity to connect with lots of fellow wormies in person.
I've really enjoyed all the networking opportunities. For July, we were given small groups to facilitate more one-on-one interactions. Part of the goal is to do team building activities such as play an online game, but basically to get together in groups of 2 or 3 and get to know members on an individual level. I really like this because it's fostering more of a close-knit community, which can sometimes be difficult to do online.
It's not just the work you do, you bring your whole self. So I think that that's been the most valuable thing I've learned through just some of the workshops and some of the activities we've done, that like you take your whole self into your career. So you want to do something that serves yourself well, and plays to your strengths. Yeah.
Without a doubt, networking. The people I've met through ECLP are incredible, and these connections will definitely stay with me throughout my career. Plus, the workshops and training sessions help me build practical skills that I use in my day-to-day work.
How's the word? Everything is not rosy. No path is rosy. All the people, all the great established people that we see, great people doing great things in academia, doing industry, they probably walk the same path that I'm currently working on. So I think that's just some kind of assurance, because we have conversations with the steering committee, which a lot of time is, or a lot the steering committee meeting entails or comprise of the co-chairs and the advisors. And this kind of gives you more opportunity to talk to your advisors, talk about different things. And I think that's something that is just very assuring. Like, you're not going through this alone, no matter how chaotic or rough the path may be right now. They've also gone through it, and they're doing well. So there's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel as a scientist. Sometimes we say that a lot, but we do not understand or know how much this really means, especially as scientists, where it's just a lot going on in the world right now. It's a really fast-paced season and time for us. So I think that's something that has really just kept me going. Like, you're gonna get there. All of those people you see, they're also going through something, one thing or the other. And I think for my career specifically, it's helping me to kind of see other opportunities that are out there I don't have to be in academia. I can go into industry. I can go into policy, as the influences science decisions, scientific decisions. I can go into science communication, for example. There's so many other careers that I could decide to explore after my PhD, and it doesn't have to be just academia as we traditionally know it to be. So I think I would say that so far this has been very, very valuable to me, having that opportunity to talk to advisors and rub minds to them. And, we have advisors that are really ready, happy to be of help. And I think that's one thing that's really beautiful, to have people to talk to and people to kind of share concerns with as you go by, either as a leader or, sometimes in your career. Then the fifth question is, what leadership skill have you identified in yourself through this program? So as I said, I just joined, but I think one thing that I would say that this program has really helped me with is being confident enough to take decisions or to jump right into certain things when I need to. I just joined and I joined as a co-chair. I would typically just apply for things, get into the system first, see what's happening, and then make a decision if I want to be there as a leader or I just want to be like a normal member. So I think doing this and seeing how it's been going so far has just made me realize that it is fine for you not to have things figured out. Put yourself out there. If you have the opportunity to do it, take chances. Because I've taken a lot of chances after the ECLP. Now I apply for things. I apply for even the president. I want to be the president. So I think this is something that I would say personally has helped me, and I've grown with that because I would never have done that. I would never maybe not even be doing it right now if I had not done the co-chair role. Then I think one thing that I would say as a leader that I have learned is to work with other people. So as I said, the ECLP program is not just central to the United States. So it's in literally around the world. So you could join from anywhere that you're in or you're at. And learning to work with people, for example, time difference, understanding that there are going to be differences. The most important thing is that people are willing and ready to do the work and not just think that, because they're not responding at a specific time, it means they don't want to work. So I think that's something that I've really learned, and maybe a little bit of patience here and there, because knowing that some people are going to respond when you need them to respond and all these things can get you aggravated. So I think having patience and learning to work with people more effectively, that's something that I've learned and something that is currently helping me as a president of my association here on campus. So that's something that I've learned as a leader, to just learn to work with people. I'm a bit of the hothead, so I've learned to be a better person as a leader.
One of the most valuable takeaways is about the scientific careers, especially in academia. They could be very much filled with uncertainty. There are a lot of setbacks and rejection, and people know and talk about it, but really having good discussion on it, and yet knowing that many who fight through these challenges go on and become the stars behind excellent scientific discoveries is a really good thing to know and get it like reiterated. Every star has faced some uncertainty. I would say, knowing that, I would say that every person has faced some uncertainty, so I can also rise through it. So this is again an excellent takeaway that I get.
I have learned a lot about project management, and I've especially discovered my own ability to take on new or challenging tasks and responsibilities. I've been able to step out of my comfort zone, and what I've found is that I'm capable of doing things that I never thought that I would be able to do by myself or with a team before. So it's been kind of a self-discovery journey of me learning new capabilities that I now have and that I'm confident to move forwards with in my future career. These skills that I've built.
Learning how to work with other people in professional settings to achieve a shared goal has been very valuable. This project in particular is very collaborative, and this group is very collaborative. You get to work with many different people of various backgrounds and expertise, all working together to one goal. And so there's one time I was coordinating making a poster promoting one of our activities and working with somebody else, an illustrator. It was nice to get that experience.
it's like a skill that helps bolster the leadership just in general, but it's like understanding the kind of worker I am in the sense of, am I someone who needs everything that I do to be perfect? Am I someone who like is kind of always hopping from one thing to another? And learning that about myself, I feel like has really strengthened my ability to not just work in lab, but also communicate with other people and collaborate with other people because that's something else I've learned through this is that I like collaborating. I like supporting others in their endeavors and like putting out a helping hand. So those are the things that I've kind of like taken away so far being in the program.
This program helped me reflect on my leadership style, what I'm good at, and where I still have room to grow. I had some leadership experience before, but ECLP helped me recognize my strength and also gave me tools to improve my communication style, decision-making approach, and even ability to empower others, I think.
And leadership skills are very important for everyone to have at any stage you go further in your career. So for me, the leadership qualities I've identified myself include patience in handling last minute challenges, which is essential skill when organizing events where unexpected issues arise very often. And then second, strong multitasking and time management skills, basically enabling me to coordinate teams and juggle multiple responsibilities effectively with time. And then also some skills to keep the team engaged and encouraged and how to have some fun time as we are working. So I think these are some really good skills that I've identified in myself through this program.
So, through my time so far in the ECLP, I have definitely found that I am very much the planning and organizing type person. So, I feel like I have discovered new strategies to more efficiently manage projects and organizing groups of people to work on multiple different projects. I never really thought of myself as someone that would have a lot of project management skills, but I'm learning that I can actually learn those skills and do that effectively. And also, this goes along, I guess, with what my PhD is also teaching me, but problem solving. So, how do we take something and make it more efficient, or if something's not working, how do we find new ways to troubleshoot or reimagine something so that it is working and effective? Another thing that I've learned to think a lot about is what value is this project going to provide for the Genetic Society? What's the goal we're trying to achieve, and how can we meet that goal to maybe meet the needs that people are interested in seeing for our projects?
I've gained confidence as a leader, and I've learned how to effectively communicate in team settings. We have meetings with our subcommittees once a month, and we rotate who leads them. So I'm leading one next month, and so it's been nice to interact in different projects and be more comfortable in leadership role.
Thank you all for sharing your thoughts and experiences about the ECLP. If any of our applicants have questions for the ECLP representatives who have joined us today or me, please send an email to engagement@genetics-gsa.org. That's engagement, fully spelled out, at genetics, fully spelled out, -gsa.org. Good luck on your application.